Hi, we're trying something new. I still forgot to bring in my tripod, but I hope that camera does not fall over. It's just my phone. Bloop. Okay, so that's besides the point. What we did this morning, and the reason why I have all this laid out, is because I'm using my pendulum, which I've tucked away for a little while and have become reacquainted with it. So what I did is I used it to pull a card from this archetypes deck. And so what I'm going to do is read that to you, because between pulling the card and starting this, I asked the pendulum a lot of questions. So one was, who is this message for? And it's for the collective. So that means I'm going to share it. And then asked it, when to start the recording. And I just was playing around with questions because I find questions interesting to see what might it say? And it said, no, not yet. And then after I did the base reading, I asked it again, and then it said now. And I can only presume why, and I think maybe because it let me have time for the message to marinate, to grow before we do clarifications. I don't know. So it's hard to say what my words would have said spontaneously versus after I had a time to feel into what fell out of the cards. So anyway, that's just how we got right here, just in case you're curious. So this card, and I can't wait till I can zoom in so you can see, I want to get a setup in my studio and at home when I move where you can see the cards and hear and all of the things. So we're experimenting. We're in a flow state. So this is called the underworld. So it says the nightmare, the ordeal, the bottom. So if you're here, that some part of this message is probably something you've been thinking about or feeling. This is very much a deep feeling kind of reading. And the reason I'm pausing is I'm feeling like this deep kind of, it almost feels like an ache building in my stomach, in my abdomen. It feels like maybe something painful, almost like a purging. Thank you. It feels like something is being purged from our energy field. So if you found this, that is resonating. Something feels like this is a purging. I've also been, and I reflected on the last couple of readings and realized, oh my God, in both of the last two readings, we received the the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Wands back to back. There's a confirmation that something is becoming unstuck, uprooted within us. That's different for a lot of us, whatever that thing is. But that's it. It's like another metaphor for purging. We're becoming unstuck. Something is wanting to be the roots. Oh yeah. Something deeply rooted is being pulled out of us for release, for letting go, surrender. Surrendering this idea of control. That resonates for somebody out there. But anyway, it's moving from an unstuck place into this place of, we're kind of still in that liminal, or that's the tug of war, or the back and forth nature of this. And we keep talking about that space. It's like we've progressed a little further, and it feels like, oh God, here comes the purge. And so I don't know why. I didn't think about that until we started recording. Maybe that's why it told me not to record. Anyway, this is no time to mince words. The archetypal territory of the underworld is fraught with nightmares, suffering, and pain. It is the darkest shadow realm, which we try to vigilantly to avoid or to deny at any cost. Try as we might, the darkness pulls us into its depths through disturbing dream images, unexpected accidents, illness, war, conflict, and ultimately death. Not visiting the underworld or denying its existence altogether is what gives it dangerous power. Traversing it forces us to bow humbly to the greater forces that be, while summoning the inner strength we previously underestimated. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time, making us deeper friends, more intimate partners, soldiers of light amid our shadowy times. Soldiers of light, I just got the chills on that. Amid our shadowy times. Facing darkness and choosing light is the most profound calling of all. No wonder that feels so like deeply rooted. And it feels like this, ugh. When light, there's bravery. It's going to take bravery, depth, facing of our deepest fears. When dark, there's denial, suppression, evil, unconsciousness. And I won't read the rest. Maybe I will. Search for images of a map of Dante's Inferno. What does the story of epic descent stir in you? Going into the depths. One of the earliest stories on record is that of the goddess Inanna's descent. Turns out descending into the underworld is as old as time itself. So there's a descent, there's uprooted, unstuckness, purge, vibes, energies. Okay, so what we got here, I did 3 cards up front. There's the Chariot, that's willpower, drive, motivation, the ability to take the reins and head in a direction intentionally. Then there's the Fool, which is the trust fall. It's like, maybe that's another card of intention, because you set the intention and then you let go. There's this letting go of control. There's feeling supported no matter where you are or what you're doing. It's a card of trust. The 8 of Pentacles is the card of mastery, going the distance, building toward, like showing up every day to build what you're creating. Showing up every day in creation energy. Then I pulled a challenge card for each of these. So for the Chariot, there's the 2 of Swords. So this is the card of indecision. So we have the Chariot. So there's willpower and indecision, tug of war energy, right? You feel it. Willpower, drive, motivation, indecision, doubt. That's always a tug of war, isn't it? The Fool is trust. The Queen of Wands is belief in self. So if she's in the challenge position, there's disbelief in self, doubt of self, self-worth, limiting beliefs. So there's complete trust, I'm supported, and then there's distrust and limited beliefs, self-limiting beliefs. That's always a tug of war too, isn't it? Then the 8 of Pentacles, challenged by the 6 of Pentacles. So there's this, the 8 of Pentacles is like this, like knowing that if I show up every day and do the thing out of routine, out of habit, it will amount to something. And then it's challenged by our inability to go into a flow state. There's this exchange of energy that we say the word reciprocity a lot with the 6 of Pentacles. And what's interesting to me is that in the 8 of Pentacles, there's a singular person. And in the 6 of Pentacles, there are 2 people. So there's this tug of war between going it alone and being in connection with others. There's the I'll do it all myself versus like I will show up with other people and we will flow together and honor each other's wishes, desires, skills, gifts, offerings. That's a tug of war too, a lot of us feel. So those are the 3 major tug of wars that are being uprooted from within us. It's like we're purging all the challenge parts of this, plagued by indecision and doubt, self-limiting beliefs that keep us held back, and this inability to show up and flow with others. This is separation energy that came forward from yesterday. These ideas, these conditionings that keep us in separation. So those are the things it feels like we're purging. There's an overall energy of the 10 of Wands. I better go a little more quickly here. this is the purge, the dropping the heavy burdens, the heavy load. This has been the energy of, I'll do it all myself. I'll go it alone. And now we're dropping everything we weren't meant to carry. We're purging everything we weren't meant to carry. So what I'm going to do is just start clarifications, and then we'll go through the rest of this. At the heart of the reading, we have, let's clarify the Ten of Wands first, real quick. Death. We're putting that to rest. It's almost like we don't need to do the reading. We just talked about this. We're purging all those themes, and this is just going to tell us a little more nuance about that. The Two of Pentacles, this idea of balance, and the Hanged Man. So we've got two major arcana on the side. So we're in this. We are in that, like, even the Hanged Man has this bat that's like hanging in that liminal space in the void we talked about. There's death, which is like a very decisive. This thing is, there's a chapter ending. This is completion. We're putting it to rest. It no longer serves us. So we're in this, in between, this balance of, like, that Hanged Man energy is a pause. We're in like that pause that says, I'm going to try to approach things from a different way of being. Does that make sense? Because when we purge, if this is about the deepest purge, because it's like, these are the things we've been carrying for so long, I'm done. Death says we're done. The Hanged Man says, okay, there's a pause here. We've got to fully feel it. Because the Hanged Man is about contorting oneself. It may be a little uncomfortable to see things from a fresh perspective. So how are we okay getting a little bit uncomfortable during the Great Purge? We're putting something deeply to rest. It's not going to be comfortable. And that's okay. We can do hard things. We've been carrying the hard things for so long. Now we're going to do the real hard thing because it has the biggest payoff. So the Two of Pentacles is like, okay, here we are right in that space. Oh my God. We're descending into the underworld. So let's get a clarification. There's the heart of our energy here in the core of the reading is the Three of Cups challenged by the Five of Swords. How many times do we have to get the Five of Swords this week to say, okay, we're releasing doubt. We're releasing doubt and self-harming thoughts, beliefs that have kept us limited, the way our behaviors have a negative impact on others because we're reactionary or we just can't help ourselves. We haven't done the work, and now we're doing the work. So there's Three of Cups challenged by the Five of Swords. I'm just going to get this clarification as all one thing. There's the Eight of Wands, the Fool right here at the heart of our clarification, at the heart of the spread, and the Lovers. Oh my God. This is like the biggest. So we're releasing doubt because trust is right here at the heart. The Lovers is choice and intention and alignment. That goes back to that Chariot energy. We got that the other day too. Those two paired up. And then the Eight of Wands is this, like, all things are aligning. So I think about this as like all the energies, when we put trust and intention and choice, like that's what we're bringing to the table, then the universe lines up to support that. And all the energies are like headed in that direction. So that's telling us what are we taking into the Great Purge? What are we taking into the descent? We can do hard things, and we're going to be very intentional, filled with like a trust that we are supported in this. We're releasing the doubt, and we've made a choice. It's like the no turning back point that says, through that intentional choice, why would we turn back? That's where we've always been. That's doubt energy. So when we feel those doubt thoughts creep in, push them out, release them. They aren't real. They're not meant for you. It takes like the purge is the making way for a new belief system to take root. So sometimes it takes freaking ripping the roots out to say, I can't think the roots out. I actually have to take my little trowel and go garden out the weeds, you know? Okay, so let's go into the past energy, which is the Seven of Wands. This is like, we've been like in defense mode. That's like feeling like everything is happening to us and not for us. Well, let's leave it at that for now. We have the Two of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Empress. So the two, right here at the heart of the clarification is the Six of Swords. So if it feels like stuff's been happening to us, the Six of Swords is the card of healing. We're moving away from that. So that's good to see in the past energy. The Two of Wands has felt like we're holding back. That's exactly aligned with the Seven of Wands energy when we're in defense mode. It's like, I want to go forward. I just don't feel the readiness yet. There's something like I'm holding back for some reason. The Empress is in the past energy saying, you have so much more to receive. How do we unstick? How do we move from choppy to calm waters, they say with the six? It's basically the healing journey. We're moving into a state of away from chaos into peace. You could frame it in any number of ways, but we're moving to the calm waters. And how do we anchor in our ability to receive? Well, we have to purge, don't we? We can't fill up if we've got all this stuff. We got to make room. And we talked about that the other day with readying the womb space of the Empress. Let's go ahead and get in the conscious thoughts, in the motivations and drivers that we've been active participants in. We've got the Devil energy. Devil is about, what are all those attachments we have that keep us so stuck? Three of Swords. There's like emotional wounds. The world says we're putting all that to rest. We're turning into a new chapter. The world says there's completion energy with this. And the Four of Cups is our inability to receive, saying, I'm not ready yet. The Four of Cups in this context with the Devil is like, nope, I don't deserve it. What emotional, this is for some people to contemplate, to put to rest that Devil energy, to release those old attachments. What old wound, emotional wound, something that happened, has kept us in a state of, I'm not worthy to receive? Because that's why the Empress is in the past, saying that's why we built up these walls. We can't let anything in. It seems like it has to do with a lack of trust, because it's right here touching the Queen of Wands in the challenge position. It's led to our self-limiting beliefs because of distrust. So feel into that, because we've got to feel the hard things to purge them. King of Swords in the what we don't see. I'm a little curious about this one. You have the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the two. Yes. Okay. So the King of Swords is somebody who's very clear, decisive, clarity of mind, confident, knows what they want. They know how to get it. And it's very logical. It's just very clear-headed energy. But it's what we don't see. It's the thing we don't have access to consciously. So that makes a lot of sense. The Ace of Swords is here saying, yeah, where's that clarity of mind? You deeply desire it. It's just something this is what we don't have access to. The Eight of Cups is dreaming up our emotional fulfillment, our deepest desires in this life, and going for them. We don't have the ability to even dream them up, let alone make progress toward them. Now, this is like the most dramatic way to say this. We move the needle in little ways a lot of times, but with this big energy, this is saying, like, this has been a major thing that we have not had access to. We can kind of grasp it sometimes, and then it slips away. We talked about that this week. We haven't made major progress in that area. And then the Two of Cups is about connection. It's love energy, love and connection with what we desire, in alignment with like our purpose and who we feel we are, right? So there's that. We haven't had access to true heartfelt connection. It's like we've kept ourselves separate with that Seven of Wands in the past. Okay, that's what we have not had access to. That's changing. Okay, so in the future energy, we have the Five of Cups, which is usually this card of like, we've been focused on kind of lack, emotional sadness, grief, loss, that sort of thing. But there's but there's a turning point to like the gratitude and what already surrounds us, being really appreciative of that. So let's clarify that. We have the Two of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. This is that Knight of Swords is, so the Two of Swords so this is like the trajectory of going into the future energy. So there's a momentum here out of indecision, out of lack of clarity about what we want and our ability to decide it. The Knight of Wands is the fastest, more forward momentum, kind of like that Eight of Wands here, which is like when we are intentional and we make a choice and we trust, everything is at our back in that direction. It's like thoughts become things kind of energy. Same here, Knight of Wands, when we move out of indecision and lack of clarity, then we're very clear and we can even perceive signs, messages. There's a lot of information. We're very, very clear, very quick now, not cloudy. Headed towards Nine of Pentacles, which is our deepest satisfaction, our contentment, our happiness. Nine of Pentacles is like we're in our happy space. In the Heart's Desires, we have the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. Like this is the deepest wish for our lifetime. We have the Page of Swords. There's such an enthusiasm brewing. There's the Knight of Cups. This is the emotional offer, the heart opening. It's like being giving of the heart. No, it's like not holding back from what you want to offer and where you want to pour yourself into. It's taking action actually in that direction. So that's a heart's desire, to be enthusiastic for this journey, to pour yourself into what you desire. And then we have the Five of Wands, which is interesting because there's a Five of Wands coming up in the potential outcome here. The Five of Wands is like this. So it's the card, to me, I never think about it as conflict. A lot of people do. For me, the Five of Wands is like, all of us are kind of holding different perspectives. It's like the energy I'm bringing to the table and how it matches or mismatches the other energies from other people bringing their vision or ideas to the table. And it's like, are we even on the same page? So it's like when we think about the Nine of Cups and our wish fulfillment, it's like we deeply desire to be connected with other people. So there's something here in your heart that said, oops, I hope that didn't touch my, that says, have you been mismatched with other people's energies and their ideas? Have you not been on the same page? And it's felt deeply troubling. Like maybe you've always felt like an outsider. And this is the desire to say, well, oh, wait a minute, we don't even have to be on the same page and I'm fine. It has no effect on me. It's like you can disagree and be like, okay, yay, nice to talk to you. We'll meet up next week too and share ideas and maybe not agree then either. So it's not like coming into agreement with other people. It's just feeling comfortable in your own skin and not feeling like an outsider anymore. That's what's coming through there. Because there's this, with the Page of Swords, there's this, like this enthusiasm. When you have that clarity of mind, it's to be so like, there's like this joyful energy about sharing ideas. With the Five of Wands is like, and then heart and the so when you think about those two together, it's like being in connection with other people and being very collaborative. And the Knight of Cups is the way forward. Is like the walls are coming down. You don't want to have all these barriers up that has you second guessing people's intentions. It goes pretty deep. But anyway, the heart says there's a wish fulfillment here. And then in the surrounding energy, we have the Six of Pentacles again, which is being in that flow with other people. So for you, there's something big here about being in connection with other people in a very authentic way, where maybe in the past it didn't feel authentic. We have strength. We have the King of Wands. Oh my God. And the Nine of Cups again. Okay, in the surrounding energy, there is a wish fulfillment. All the energies are pointing in that direction. There's no coincidence that you landed on this video. The Knight of Wands is like the biggest passion, purpose, spirit energy. This is confidence. This is you going after what you want. There's nothing in your way anymore. Strength is at your back. That's the other card here that's like, it's not a forceful show. It's like whatever you've been through has built up that, it takes strength to go into the underworld and do the big purge. So when you go into your depths and you're like, enough's enough, no more, it's gone. I'm not carrying this forward. Oh, you got to dig deep. Justice is in the hopes and fears. This is the card of cause and effect. And maybe, to me, what's coming through here, especially with all this 9 of Cups, which is like, you want your wishes to come to fulfillment. You want to be fulfilled by the things you desire and your ability to create them in your reality. Cause and effect can be a hope and a fear. You want to be able to say, I'm going to plant these seeds and they will come to fruition. The fear is that that won't happen, or that you're going to revert to those dysfunctional behaviors from the past that kept you stuck, that kept you in disconnection, that keeps you reactionary, all the things that are going to stifle your forward momentum. That's pretty clear, but I guess I should clarify. We haven't even done that yet. Let's see. Okay, we have the King of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, that's exactly what we just said, and the 10 of Swords. So it's like the Ace of Wands is that clarity of like what you want and don't want, what you're going after and what you're leaving behind. And that's right in the middle. And on either side, we have the things we just talked about. King of Cups is the emotional balance. You are not being like reactionary at all. It's like still waters, confidence. I know what I want. I'm full of love. And you're not, it's like your ability to traverse it's not like there's only calm waters going forward. It's your ability to stay balanced and kind of that, like the equilibrium at all times, no matter what's coming at you. On the other side of that, Ace of Wands is the 10 of Swords, which is finally like all the biggest amount of worry, the biggest amount of doubt, all of the mind energy. So it's like the ultimate like, feeling of like, it's when in the context of what we just talked about with the fear of that cause and effect, like, oh, I don't want to revert to those past thoughts and behaviors and self-limiting beliefs. That's exactly what the 10 of Swords is. And that's coming to an end, which is a beautiful way to depict it. So the fear says it's an illusion. That fear is all illusion. Believe it, feel it. It's not real. When you feel it creeping in, recognize it for what it is. It's this thing going, is anybody home? And you're like, no, go away. There's a do not trespass sign on my door. I'm going to call the authorities. Okay, so now there's like the 5 of Wands is in the potential outcome here. We have the 6 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, and the 6 of Pentacles. Again, you're flowing with other people at this point. When you have the 5 of Wands and it's clarified by the 6 of Pentacles, it's exactly what we talked about down here in the wish fulfillment and the heart's desires. You're showing up in your authentic self. You're flowing with other people. You're sharing ideas. It's like, and also your ability to say, this is a good idea. It's mine. I stand behind it. And you're kind of rallying people. So there's some of that energy coming through again, because the 6 of Wands is here, which is your success. There's the ability to be, it's like how you feel on the inside is also how you're perceived from the outside. There's so much alignment here. The 7 of Swords is like, it's like a very clever card. So it's like you're very like, I don't know who you are for the who it resonates with, but it's like kind of a funny energy coming through here. It's very like witty, clever. You're kind of appreciated maybe in your friend group for being pretty smart, very intelligent, very clever, quick-witted. You know when to show your cards and when to not show your cards, and people respect you for that. I got all the chills on that one. So that's for somebody. It's like, yeah, it's like, people respect you for your perspective and not having to explain yourself. That's the energy here. Oh my God. So the great purge, we don't have to rehash this because I gotta go, because I have a first client who tends to be rather early. It's like, so just in case, I gotta go. But let me know how this lands with you. This going into the purge, like you're purging any self-limiting belief. If any of this resonated, like there's this, I think we talked about the thing to contemplate, especially because it seems to be top of mind with some of you, is what old wound had you in a state of unworthiness? Because it feels like once you tackle that, everything falls. You drop it, you purge it. That's unworthiness, because the Queen of Wands is here, the Four of Cups with the Devil, that's ending, and it's tied to some old wound. Something happened to you, something, it may not be super old, it may be a bunch of things, because those old ones have a way of repeating until we deal with them. Why do you feel unworthy? Who said you were? Do you believe it? Whatever is eroding your sense of self-worth, oh, that's what this purge is. I feel it. Do you? It's like, what else could be under that? What else could be under that? Everything awaits us when we purge that, because the Empress is here, and we now have the ability to receive the wish fulfillment. These are big words, but I'm just using, words for the tarot, but feel into it at whatever level you feel it. So thank you for being here. I wonder if I can turn this off the way I turned it on. Let's find out. Bye.